Hello and welcome to the Drink In and Geek Out podcast. This is a show where we drink beer and talk about it. For our news topics, we're going to pass this on to Keith.
News story. This is a little bit old. Came out towards the end of June. Some of you may have heard about this, but being some of the geeks that we are, I know growing up I played a lot of Super Nintendo games, and one that I definitely fell in love with was the Mortal Kombat series. Didn't play it a whole lot in the arcade, but definitely on the home console. Mortal Kombat 2, I think, was the big one that I played. And Global Beverage Traders and Sound Brewery out of San Diego, and I think they might also be out of Washington, the brewery is. Stories coming out of San Diego, at least, that they have gained the rights to create a Mortal Kombat X, or Mortal Kombat 10, series of beers. They have 3 different ones that will be coming out called Scorpion, which is an Imperial Stout, Raiden, an Imperial Saison, and Sub-Zero, an Imperial IPA. It says here that the beers will officially begin to ship in mid-August to be on store shelves by Labor Day 2016. Global Beverage Traders' national sales team is rapidly confirming wholesaler partners and gearing up support for regional and national chains across the U.S. to carry these beers. So hopefully, come Labor Day or towards the end of September, this could be a couple of beers that will feature on our program. So I'm kind of excited for that.
The entire Mortal Kombat series.
Is this a new? I'm not up on the Mortal Kombat series. Is this a new game? Is this game already out, or is this a game
I
coming
think
out
this game has
later?
already come out. I think it's on Xbox One and PS4. I could be wrong on that. I haven't played it in a long time. The last one that I played was where they teamed up with the DC Universe, Injustice, Gods Among Us, or I don't know if that was it or not, but it was like something.
Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Mortal Kombat versus DC, which led to Injustice, Gods Among Us, which was also made by the same company. So, pretty excited for that stuff. So hopefully it'll come out soon.
I'm curious what those taste like.
When Injustice 2 comes out, I did hear
That's
about
true.
that.
Yeah, they're bringing that out soon too.
In the future.
I saw the trailer for that. It looks pretty cool.
Is there gonna be a mobile version for that too? Because I think the only Injustice I played was on the mobile phone.
Yeah, I played that. Yeah, I didn't bother buying.
Probably not as good.
Yeah, you don't swipe to punch and
Yeah.
swipe down to kick or whatever.
Oh, gosh.
It was awful.
It was really bad.
And this is Pale to talk about a news story that was posted 2 days ago.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. A local brewery in Nova Scotia, Garrison Beers, have been creating a 50th anniversary style beer in honor of Star Trek. This is something that we could all geek out to. It kind of definitely fits the theme of our show here.
Just in time for the new.
And just in time for the new movie, Star Trek Beyond. They've already started, they've been making beers since 2014. One is, they call a Klingon Warnog, a German-style beer, and a Vulcan Ale, a red ale. The third one that they are commemorating as for the 50th anniversary, the 50th anniversary will be a lager-style ale, which should be very easy to drink, very tasty.
You know the name of it.
There is no name at the time,
Just the style.
just the style.
Probably just like a 50th anniversary is what they'll call it.
Probably just a
Probably Star Trek 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary of Star Trek lager-style ale. So yeah, I would, if I could get my hands on any of these, would be really cool. Might be a little difficult here in Indiana.
Made in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia, yeah. So yeah.
Fantastic. I cannot wait. I'm actually more excited about the Mortal Kombat. If we can get an entire set for just a Mortal Kombat, oh man, I'm set. Alright, this is Dustin, and I just had a trip that I would like to share with you guys. I went to Stanford, California, stayed in Palo Alto, and the trip was kind of underwhelming for being a work trip, but I did try some new things along the way. When I was in Denver, on a layover, I had a beer from a different brewery that I've never heard of. It's called Rock Bottom Brewery, and they had a. Is there?
There's a restaurant there. I don't know if they brew their own or not.
Thought they did.
They probably do. I haven't seen it until I was just in Denver, but there was a lot. There was like 5 different beers to choose from, and I asked the waiter what the seasonal brew was, and he was like, "We have our Endless Summer IPA." And before he can finish, I said, "Yeah, I'll take one of those."
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So I put it on Untapped, and I didn't rate it because I didn't. That was my first check-in on Untapped, so I didn't have anything rating-wise on there. Yeah, that's exactly the place. Yeah, right there. That one. And then while we were fending for ourselves after the conference on Thursday, we went to a fish market, which was a restaurant. This named the Fish Market, which was very confusing. But we got desserts and drinks, and I had the Duchenne's Obsidian Ale, which is a very dark stout, and it was crisp and tasty, and the head was super foamy, and it just basically almost was like chocolate. It melted in my mouth. I do not have any beer advocate numbers for you. All I do know, it was fantastic. It was just the best. The rest of the trip included wines and Corona cans and Modelo that didn't sit too well after drinking 2 bottles of wine. But that's just basically, you can go anywhere and try beer. That's just how I feel about it. I didn't have to be in San Francisco to try those beers, but it just happened to be the case. All right, so since we are a geeky podcast as well, I feel that there is something pressing to talk about when it comes to a certain time period in the MCU, not in the US, called the Civil War. I myself am a huge Captain America fan, so when I heard the title Civil War, I freaked out with excitement, but then I got a little sad.
The end of that comic book. It's a little depressing.
Knowing the comic book, yeah, it's quite depressing. So I want to talk about the impact it has on the MCU going forward with character development and probably an underdeveloped plot, and also our guesses on how the newer movies are going to come out with Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and possibly the Avengers Infinity Wars. So whoever would like to take the mic, go right ahead.
I personally loved it. I mean, it wasn't the same as the books, which is kind of good because then it's just, you know what's going to happen already before you even started playing. And I would have been very sad if they killed off Captain America at the end of it. Based on the trailers, I thought War Machine was going to die because the way they made it feel is
Yeah.
I thought someone was going to die, and it just based on everything in the trailers, I thought it was going to be him, but apparently they didn't go that route. They went with the easy way out and not killing off any of their characters. But so far, nobody's died in any of the movies except for the bad guys.
Right, or Quicksilver. R.I.P.
Well, he's still an X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to kill him because the X-Men version was so much better.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, and you haven't even seen the new
I haven't
movie yet, so
seen
you have
it.
no idea.
I haven't.
You
Yeah,
have no
Another
idea.
epic scene in that movie of Quicksilver.
just based on Days of Future Past, I could tell they kind of got the character a little more in the X-Men universe rather than the MCU.
Yeah. My idea from the trailer seeing the War Machine, it definitely made the fight that you would see at the end of "You Are My Friend, So Was I" type thing a little bit more real. Is seeing that his friend Rhodey
Yeah.
dying,
It
and so
would have made more sense.
yeah, it gave us this imagination that okay, that's a reason for him to actually be fighting, because he's protecting his friend from, the whatever, and he is fighting in his friend's memory, so it kind of made it a little bit real, which we've all found out that it's not actually the case, that
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier actually did some bad things because that's what he does.
But it wasn't like he was being mind controlled basically.
Right,
It wasn't
yeah.
like he didn't have free will to do these things. He was
Right.
forced to do bad things. So you can't. I don't know if you can totally blame him. Like he did kill his parents, but he didn't because he wouldn't
Yeah.
have if he had control of his own mind.
Right. I think the saddest part was when Tony's like, "Do you even remember them?" And Winter Soldier replied, "I remember all of them."
Yeah, that got me.
Mm-hmm.
The feels.
I think one of the worst parts of the movie was the Baron Zemo or whatever the villain just felt kind of tacked on. Like that
Right.
wasn't necessary to bring him into the story or even have him at all as a character.
Right, but he did seem to advance the storyline. But it didn't really bring up Baron Zemo as we
No,
all know Baron
it's-
Zemo.
It didn't fit with the name of the character. It was just a name from the comic books that they tacked on to this other guy that really didn't add much to the story. Yes, he was controlling Winter Soldier at some point, or pretending to be Winter Soldier, whatever he was doing. But it just seemed like to get muddled with all of the fighting between the Soviet Accords or whatever they were called.
Yeah. Right. Alright. Pale, do you have any thoughts on Black Panther introduction with Chad Boswell?
Definitely motivated by his father's death. Kind of seems like that's his whole thing. That's his motives as a Black Panther, and yeah, I'm kind of well excited to see that movie, that standalone movie. See more about his story and his origin, where he got started.
I'd be interested to see if the Winter Soldier pops up in that movie, since he is in Wakanda, like frozen. If they'll be like a buddy team up between the two of them, I think that'd
Yeah.
be interesting.
That'd be good to see. I'm just happy to see a person of color
We
taking
had
over.
two.
I know, but really, Sam Jackson?
Three, because you're freaking Falcon and
Yeah, I know, but
Falcon.
I know, but I'm still excited to see that Marvel's being progressive.
And they're doing a solo movie. None of them
Yeah.
have solo movies.
Yeah,
to-
right.
Yeah.
But they
to
really,
add to your point.
they really could have a Sam Wilson solo movie. Let's be real, they really could.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
And they could have killed off Captain America and had Falcon take it.
yeah,
Too.
yeah, Captain Falcon.
Yep.
Yeah, but his suit was just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's very sleek. The adamantium just was not just adamantium. It was that mix vibranium that was in the shield. So
I don't think they have rights to adamantium. I think that's
they don't,
That's an X-Men thing, yeah.
but we all know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the whole mutant thing that
Yeah.
using that term, that word.
Yeah, they're Inhumans now.
Inhumans, yeah.
Yeah, they actually scrapped Inhuman.
They didn't. They didn't
No, they
technically
did.
scrap it. They said it's still coming. They just didn't give it a release date, which is scary. But if you watch the Marvel's Shield, Agents of Shield, that's like the Inhumans TV show. Like every episode is all about Inhumans. So I think that's kind of why they're like, well, we don't really need the movie every week. We're talking about Inhumans on this show, and
Gotcha.
you know
Introduce it that way.
they'll never have them two cross over. The TV show, like none of these characters from Shield are ever going to show up in the MCU because people don't watch both.
Right. And
Yeah.
Phil Coulson's supposed to be dead.
He's supposed to be dead, yeah, and you'll
Yeah.
never see him again in a Marvel movie.
No, not at all. Yeah. Did anyone notice the potential love sequence between Scarlet Witch and Vision?
Yes, when they're sampling soup.
Yeah.
Yes.
That seems very awkward, and it seemed kind of out of place.
It did. Like,
As if you didn't know that their background, that they're supposed to be like future lovers.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
it's
husband
just
and
kind of
wife.
like, why are they tasting soup together?
Yeah.
What does this have to do with anything?
Right. Yeah. Like whenever I see her, I feel like we need to solve a mystery. Then I realize just younger sister. Sorry. But yeah, no, I saw that. The whole, Vision, you're supposed to use the door.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like he just creeps on her a bunch.
Probably. And his fancy sweaters that he puts on.
Yeah. Right. But no, I just
fancy dude.
right. And when she got with Clint and she was breaking away, she apologized to him right away for what she was going to do to him. So honestly feel like they can definitely build upon the love-hate relationship between Scarlet Witch and Vision. That was something that jumped out at me, just to know.
Yeah. Just to compare it to a completely different movie, when you look at Batman vs Superman, it's almost the same story where two heroes have different views and fight over it.
Mm-hmm.
And Civil War just does it so much better and adds in all these characters, all this backstory, and it's a cohesive story where Batman vs Superman is just a muddled mess with plot lines going here and there. None of these characters seem to have any direction or anything. I don't know what Zack Snyder is up to, but I don't like it.
They had a little bit more of a conclusion in Superman versus Batman.
No, they didn't. They
Well,
killed Superman and then showed him being alive 2 seconds later with the rocks
I know,
moving.
but I mean,
That's like the worst ending to a movie ever.
I mean, the conflict between Batman and Superman alone. I'm not talking about.
The fight did have a better resolution.
Yeah, the
Right.
fight had a resolution.
I don't know if I agree with my own statement because the whole Martha, why'd you say that name, is the dumbest thing that ever happened. We have the same mom's name. Let's be friends all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know.
That was the resolve to that fight.
It's just so silly. That's the only thing we can think of is like they resolved that fight
didn't-
because our moms are the same name.
Right.
Captain America and Iron Man are still kind of split with their view, but he does send him that note saying, "Here's my phone. Call me if you ever need anything."
Yeah.
So they're still. You can see him having battles in the future, but getting along, and it's not just
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
I mean,
your mom has the same name. Let's be friends."
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, that was just. I almost had to pick my jaw off the ground. Like, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? But it did conclude, they did work together to defeat Doomsday. I don't really know how much the other two did. Maybe Wonder Woman should have lassoed him.
Yeah.
And she could, and then Doomsday killing Superman the way that Doomsday killed Superman. So that, it works for me. But in Civil War, the common enemy was Baron Zemo.
He was never really set up as an enemy to either of them.
I know,
that was the whole
but
problem.
he should have been.
Yeah, it should have been.
It should have been. It really was here's the enemy. He plot this, so Cap and Bucky are against him. Iron Man's like, oh, I was wrong. Let me come talk with you, and maybe we can defeat this guy. And then, they end up fighting each other. And then you have Black Panther over here.
Sitting on a cliff with this guy.
Yeah, I'm kicking back, having a beer, thinking about shooting yourself. Nope, not happening. I have vibranium hands. So, it's just, I don't know. There's just really no conclusion.
Yeah, they did have a final fight. Was better in Batman vs Superman, but the whole path to get to that fight was depressing, and in Civil War it was actually.
I was frustrated. I came out of that movie, Batman v Superman, frustrated because there was no direction with the characters, and it was just a mess a little bit.
I'm interested to see what the extended release that's out. I know that one person that said, well, I completely changed my view on it because of all this information has been left out. But as you said, the movie's long enough the way it is.
It's like 2.5 hours.
But if you cut important storylines,
it
would
going to
make
seem
it
disjointed and out of place.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if it's going to be any better. What was taken out? Do I want to spend another
hour,
2.5 hours, or whatever, 3 hours watching this again to see if it
does
comes together?
It
a little
shouldn't
bit
take
better.
3 hours to do a cohesive story
Right.
in a movie.
That's why Civil War or Marvel kind of did it correctly by setting up all these characters individually and not just throwing the Avengers together as their first movie, and then also trying to put all their backstories into that movie too.
I think we saw too much Batman backstory.
Yeah, it was all the stuff we already knew.
Yes.
Right.
And it was this whole as soon as it started with him, his parents dying and all that. I saw that 50 times already.
I'm just glad they didn't do anything with the Superman though. Ooh, the tornado wiped out.
Yeah, that was dumb.
So, he could easily have saved him, and none of the people would have known.
No.
Yeah.
He could have hid behind something and then just flown around and come back.
But I feel like Zack Snyder wants people to hate Superman. Is what I feel like.
It does kind of
Batman
seem
is
that way.
the guy.
It seems
in DC
like
and,
Zack Snyder hates Superman.
Zack Snyder.
And he
hates
wants to
Superman.
make a Batman movie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he put Batman in it.
Yeah, but we got it derailed, but I like derailing. I love jumping in different topics. But I think it's time that everyone's been waiting for. Time to taste some beers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have
Do you want
two.
me to pour 'em
Yeah,
out?
go ahead. So we have two beers today that we're going to be trying, and it is Weemac, which is a Scottish style ale, and then we also have the Kona Longboard Lager, which is in the name lager, from Kona Brewing Company in Hawaii. So the in today for Indiana
More of those.
comes from the lovely capital of our state, Indianapolis, and there's a brewing company called Sun King. Weemac, which is a Scottish style ale, it's enticing and a malty brown ale. Contains caramel, cocoa, and hazelnut with toffee undertones. Okay, and one positive note about this, at least is what they say on their website, is it is a gold medal winner at the 2010 Indiana Brewers Cup in the English Brown Ale category. It is available year-round, but it is in select areas. And as a side note for that, I had to look around to find this because they were at a point where they're selling more barrels of this than they should be. And with Indiana state law, you can only sell so many barrels to be still considered a microbrewer. Luckily for me, I have a friend who lives in Indy and a growler at his house and here. So what I do is I take my empty growler to him, and he gives me a full growler. So we like to trade back and forth. Beer Advocate scored this as a 79, which I think is highly underrated. And it also has an alcohol by volume of 5.3%. I actually love the can, so hopefully you guys enjoy it too. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot happening on this.
Soak it in.
I believe that is the Sun King logo, their little, I want to say Aztec or Incan something, Mayan native looking symbol.
Very tribal.
I call it the legend.
Yeah, I can
Womack.
definitely see that.
I am the leopard.
Wincott gives the signal.
See like a Sun King shield of arms and a like fiery falcon or something in the behind it.
I like the colors.
You
The
kinda-
shade of blue on there that they got.
No, it's going to be a little bit darker beer because it's
Yeah,
a
just by
darker
the color,
can.
yeah.
It's. I think you guys said this. It's a little busy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I do generally like their. It's unique. You kind of can know a Sun King can when you see it. At least I can, because they all have this kind of Aztec stuff going on in the back.
Just the design, just absolutely on point.
You can tell they put a lot of time into it.
And they actually explain their beer on the side too. So what I read on the internet is
It's
basically
exactly
the
what it
same.
says on the can.
Crafted to be smooth and malty, Weemac is a rich hazelnut character with coffee undertones with a hint of cocoa. Hops are used sparingly in this beer and served only to help balance of the sweetness of the malt. So you're not going to taste the hoppiness. It's not going to be as sweet as the shitty bonus beer we had last time. But it should be good. So yeah, it's brewed and canned by Sun King. So they have their own canning supplies there as well.
They do have a nice little brewery down there. It's not little. It's pretty big, actually. This beer's got a nice brown color. Can't really see through it at all. Barely.
It's not super cloudy either though.
No, it's just darker.
You hit the light, it looks more auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn.
So it is a English brown. So it's not quite a stout. It's more of an ale. So you're not going to have the head of a dark beer. It's pretty dark.
There's really no head on it. Not much of a smell going on.
So light.
Right. It's very surprising that there's no smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But compared to other Scotch style ales, this is kind of weak in the Scotch style taste.
It's going to make a comment on that it's not as powerful as other scotches, but still smooth enough that you could drink several of them.
I've actually
Without the
played
heaviness.
drinking games with this. Wasn't a good idea, but I did.
Yeah. It's definitely harder to drink fast than water beer.
Yeah, for sure. Let me pull up Beer Advocate.
Do you have did you say the IBUs when I was over there?
I don't have the IBUs. I just have the IBV. Or the ABV. I don't know where to look those up.
Some sites have.
Yeah, most of these comments have 3 point something. Dark color, amber shade, if you threw it through the light like we just did. So, I mean, we're on the right.
Pretty good at our jobs.
Yeah, we know something. Maybe not the right things, but we know something.
Oh no, IBU.
Gotta be low.
23.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
you-
don't have much better.
Well, let me jump on Tapped.
Average score for Untapped is 3.75. Actually, 3.683 average out of 16,106 different ratings.
That's a popular beer. It's at least as good as that Daredevil I had that first episode.
I would go a little bit higher, of course, since I am a
Exactly.
dark drinker.
And me being a lighter drinker, that's kind of saying something that I prefer it over a light beer.
Right, for sure. Oh, look at that. Wee
Get a-
bit of Scottish.
A wee bit on the Scotch.
There you go. Another badge. Love it.
I know I've had this beer before. Apparently, I've never checked it in.
I've had it 3 times. In my previous rating, this was before they did the .25
Oh,
that
no.
Untapped changed. I put it at a 3.5. But I think the first time I had it was actually at Sun King, directly
When we're
on tap when we were
drinking,
there for
like,
that
6
tour
different
That was
way
our
back
first,
when.
like,
So
tour.
that was before I developed my palate
Taste for the darkers.
Scottish and
Mhm.
the darker ales that are out
And
there.
when you're tasting 6 beers in a row, or
It's
whatever
so
they let you
hard
do,
to-
it's kind of
yeah.
hard to tell the difference.
What do we got for,
Dustin and I gave it the same score, which is a 4.25.
Just did a solid.
I just thought it was a little bit better than the Daredevil. I know it's
Mhm.
hard to compare. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just give them both fours.
Compared to
Because they're
previous
both, they're
ones,
both good.
different styles, I
Different-
mean-
yeah, they're not the same, and I could probably drink it the same amount of both.
yeah. For being a dark beer, this is really smooth.
Mhm.
I think that's the thing I like most about it. It's not bitter at all. You can just drink and not get bogged down with all those other flavors. Just so smooth going.
And ask Paul how it feels coming back up.
I'm sorry.
See, I prefer more malt, more malt.
Right,
right. It's really well balanced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's easy to drink. You still get that, you know, Scottish ale taste.
Mhm.
But I give it like a 3.75.
I know we had one can sitting out, correct? Out for a little bit because I think mine's a
Is
tad
it a
bit
little bit
warmer,
warmer?
which is fine because
It's
I know for
supposed
some
to
of the
be.
darker ones, as we were discussing in previous episode, or
Do you want to sample the colder one? Mine came out about the same.
it's about the same. Yeah, I'm not really gonna make that much of a difference, but I just remember that I'm like, man, this is really warm. I'm like, oh wait, we had that one. It was sitting out.
Put that other one.
Like
Yeah,
that
I was
one
gonna say,
part
put
is
that
sitting
other
out too.
That's probably
I'm
gonna
like,
be
this is
terrible.
pretty
It's
warm.
a lager. Right, yeah. There is a 6-pack.
But this was another 4-pack of pints with the little plastic clicker thing. That's nice for the environment, hard to get apart.
Yes. I actually use a screwdriver one to get mine off.
It's like you gotta shake them up almost to get them off.
Yeah.
I get church drinking.
The drunker you get, the harder it is. They're like safety locked almost.
So I open them all.
Just have to shotgun all of them. Stab them in the side.
All right, so for our out beer today, I turned my sights to Hawaii towards the Kona Brewing Company, and I grabbed the Kona Longboard Lager. They have a few beers that I saw out there, Big Wave, and then they had a lager, and then something like a Pilsner of some sort. But most people have seen the Golden Ale of the Big Wave, and I figured, you know, why not we just grab the lager to complement the WeMac that we just had. So the description on the website says that it is smooth, it's refreshing, it's fermented and aged in cold temperatures for weeks, which gives it the more of like a smooth feel to it. It is an American Pale Lager, so it actually is in the same category as the IPL, probably less hops though, but it's in the same category. And the Beer Advocate score gives it a 77, which is
Ooh, not
pretty low.
C.
Yeah, it's about a C according to Beer Advocates, but they seem to be really snobby over there. But 77 there. Alcohol by volume is 4.6. I don't have any of the other metrics, but it is available year-round if you would like to get it.
So the IBUs are 20.
20?
Not gonna be very bitter.
So
according
it's
to-
not gonna be
according to Untapped.
All right. Keith, what do you think of the bottle?
It's an odd shape.
It isn't. Yeah, it's not
It's-
your traditional bottle.
It's not the traditional bottle that it stays larger as you continue to go up to the top. It is still 12 ounces, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
I do like
Yeah.
how the state of Hawaii is like embossed, or however you want to say this.
Oh, I just
up
noticed
towards
that.
the,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
in the actual bottle, you can feel it.
you can feel it embossed in there with the liquid aloha.
I do like that part.
Mm-hmm. The tag actually says it's smooth, crisp, which you think of crisp and smooth not being in the same sentence.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
But if you take
contradictory.
a drink,
Is it?
oh yeah, it definitely is.
I'm still waiting on my head to go down.
Yeah, they were more heady than.
It was more like the headiest beer we've had.
Yeah, no. I had to basically pour it on like a
It's like a 90-degree angle.
really like 84 degrees just to make sure I had zero head in there. So I apologize. I should have poured yours much better.
So the picture on there gives you the Hawaii feel with like the surfer dudes and the longboard, the beach feel. There's not
Yeah.
any palm trees on here, which is surprising, but maybe more of a California thing, even though they're
Miles apart.
yeah.
A lot of miles, but miles apart. They also have fun facts up in the neck. So
I
it
love
says,
when bottles do that.
yeah, Waikiki Beach in Honolulu is the birthplace of the longboard surfing. Kona Brewing pays tribute to this iconic place with its own longboard island lager. So
Spirited, crisp, and refreshing brew. Longboard, island loggers, smooth ride, all the way in. Thirst up.
their logo is a gecko or lizard of some sort. But yeah, I like how they pay homage to their culture, really.
Mhm.
I mean, more Americanized culture, but still.
So also looking on the label, there's different locations. Is it not exclusive to Hawaii?
Oh yeah, it says Portland.
Portland, Oregon, Woodinville, Washington, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Memphis, Tennessee.
They probably
brew it at
probably
different places so they could
distribute-
distribute. Because
there
if it was just exclusively in
It'd be
Hawaii,
hard to get it up.
Oh,
here.
how the hell are you going to get it all the way to Fort Wayne,
Absolutely,
Indiana?
They probably
So
came
that's
from
a-
Memphis, Tennessee. I'm guessing.
Smart idea.
right. So you just pinpoint places around to distribute, which makes me wonder why Portland and Woodensville is all like the same area. Like you probably should spread those out a little bit.
Right.
Maybe there's a high demand for tap rooms there.
Yeah.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean it's available year round. We have it up here in Indiana.
I think it's, I would say recently, because I know we had sampled this at a beer festival in Fort Wayne, the Three Rivers one last year.
Last year.
That we sampled. That was the
The
first time I had
Brew
heard of
Review?
it. At the Brew Review in
Yeah.
Headwaters Park, I believe. And I have seen it recently, like Kroger and some of the local grocery stores that they're starting to carry it now.
It's starting to be more widespread. It feels like
But it is crisp.
and it's
Get
very
the crispiness.
light, very clear,
Yeah,
So-
it's
Extremely
yellow color.
it reminds me of the Vacation.
It does. It's
Yeah,
very
in
similar.
the Kolsch style. Yeah.
And it's lager.
It feels like it's a little stronger than that one because that one.
Yeah, that one was Kolsch's and lager, so it's a little bit different flavor, but it just they look so similar.
Say stronger nose than the Kolsch.
It definitely.
More malty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Also a stronger smell than the WeMac.
Oh
yeah.
this
This
is
is what
We Mac
definitely
did not
has
put off a whole
kind of
lot.
surprising.
strong smell to it.
Right. And like the WeMac doesn't taste like a beer going down, and this tastes like you're drinking
you
a
can taste
beer.
the beer.
Yeah. So I gave that one a high rating, and I'm probably not going to give this one as high of a rating. It's probably a little biased, but this actually does taste like a beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely does.
I will give you the average rating on Untapped is a 3.369 average out of 136,906 ratings by the average users. I will say that compared to the Kolsch style that we had, this feels a little bit more traditional. I really don't want to compare it to the big three, but I
No.
feel like it's more towards that
It
end of it.
definitely-
As you were saying, it tastes more like a beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that quality sense
Agreed.
to it. That it's not my favorite, but I would definitely drink this over one of the big threes any day.
It's definitely smooth. It's not bitter at all. Easy going down.
It's got that lager taste,
Yeah, you can taste the lager definitely.
but it's not overbearing at all. Because there's a lot of lager tastes that are like a smack in the mouth.
Right.
Let's see.
I'd probably compare it to Land Shark, possibly.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that.
Yeah. Land Shark I put more in the Corona category.
Mm-hmm.
It's more,
More
he's better with the lime in it than.
We'll call it island style
Yeah.
or whatever
You
you
would
want to
think this
call
would
it.
be
but-
more of an island style, but
Mm-hmm.
I could see him being in the same category differently.
Well, I know for me, if we want to go ahead and do some ratings, I don't know about you guys. I'll give it a solid 3 bottle caps. As we were saying, I can sit here and drink it. I could drink a lot of it, but I feel that there's nothing too special about it that sets it apart from anything else. Definitely higher than the big 3, but I drink it.
I tend to agree with that. I was wavering between 3 and 3.25. There's not a big difference there, but I think I'm going to go with like a 3. It's not the best and it's not the worst. It's kind of in the middle. So yeah, 3 seems like a decent rating for it.
And I'll do a 3.5 caps. Definitely drink it over the big 3, but personally, still just not enough for me to, jump up and down about it. But I would drink it occasionally.
I gave it a 3 1/4. It is, as I stated, better than the vacation that we had from Daredevil. But if you really want to break it down, it doesn't have a different smell or a taste than the other beers that they have. So Big Wave or anything else, you're drinking a Kona. You're drinking a Kona, and I am not shying away one bit from them. I like it.
They're good. I'll definitely try more of their beers.
Yeah, I like it, but currently at this point, it's not much better than, there's no difference between them. But it is better than the other light one that we had, so it got the 0.25 from me for that.
Kind of a good average beer. It's not too good, not too bad.
Right, this is the end of the night beer for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll go with that.
Okay, so now this is a segment where we are going to try this mystery beer. The only person in the room who knows what it is Saf, and we all have to guess what it is. Or at least something similar.
Try to get
Whoever
close
gets
as possible.
closest here.
I'm assuming we're just going to have to guess what it is, not the actual brand, because that would be
Yeah, it would be
impossible.
If you can guess
Possible.
the brand, you get bonus stars.
Yeah.
Triple bonus stars.
Triple bonus stars.
Right, let's start with the smell.
Oh.
Definitely fruity.
Oh my God.
Very fruity.
This is dangerous.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's very murky, too. Held up to the light, it's like
Yeah,
you're looking
it's
in a
not
lake.
clear.
Yes, it is.
The yellow golden
Very
tone,
orange.
I don't know about you
Very
guys, but
cloudy.
there's shit floating in here. So like
Chunky fruit beer.
like pieces of orange or something.
I want to say a pineapple smell.
Yeah,
what I'm
there's a
picking
little
up.
I was gonna
pineapple
ask,
smell in there.
what fruit do you smell?
Like
'Cause I'm not
tropical,
gonna say you're wrong
a little bit
about the fruit.
mango, a little bit of mango. It's like a
mango,
tropical.
pineapple.
Yeah.
Great
It's
tropical.
definitely tropical. All right, let's try a sip. Oh man,
It burns.
it is definitely burning.
Definitely a burn.
Oh, I know what this is too.
Citric acid.
jeez.
Oh, I drank this at brunch with me and Tom at Bravas. I know what this is, but I can't think of the name. It's still burning.
Not just any burn.
It's the freaking mango
There's a
monkey.
spicy.
It's not mango monkey. I'll give you that.
It is spicy. But maybe it's not just
definitely
the acid.
spicy.
Ooh, I think I know what it is. All right.
Do you like it? Let's start with that. Or
No.
do you hate it?
No, I can't.
I'm pouring this shit. Oh my gosh. You know that feeling that you get when you're drinking a Bloody Mary on a Sunday after waking up with a hangover? This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of them jalapeno beers?
I think it is the Shock Top Strawberry Habanero. I'm going to go down on record saying
Yeah,
that is what it
habanero
is.
for sure.
Because I do believe I have tried this at your house before.
What do you think it is? What he said.
I think
Habanero.
The Shock Top.
Tropical
I got
habanero,
sense of the
something.
strawberry, and then the spiciness, what I thought was acid, is still burning in my throat as I'm
No.
currently
I
speaking.
think these are jalapeno seeds that I'm drinking.
This is definitely a spicy beer.
Oh, it is. The smell led me one way, but the taste is leading me another.
Mhm.
It is a habanero beer of some sort. I'm not sure he's tossing this softball up for us by saying it's Shock Top, but
Do you have a fruit in mind?
fruit.
I said strawberry. That's what I said.
It smells like strawberry. Now that we
I thought you said
talked
strawberry.
about it, you're like strawberry. If you smell
Strawberry.
I thought it was-
strawberry milk,
Pineapple at first, but I'm like, I've smelled this before.
just think of strawberry milk.
It's so spicy. God.
I know.
Jeez.
Oh, there's nothing on the market that's this other than this.
Well, there is one. We were at Brewhaven last year, and I want to say it's the Old School Brew House, which
Was
should
it
be
them?
opening up soon in Fort
They had
Wayne
that
at the end of
jalapeno-
summer
They
2016.
had under the home brewing.
Under the home brew, they had a jalapeno beer. It was definitely not as spicy as this, but
was
it had
spicy.
enough of a kick that it was enjoyable.
This is
I don't know
just
if I could
too-
get through a bottle of this sitting outside
Too hot.
enjoying, and it's like, give me a glass of
It's
milk.
still burning. Like it's gonna be burning all night.
That's why I saved it for the end. It won't ruin the taste of all the other beers you've had.
I'll just pull up the bottle.
We'll have to pull it up, see what it is here.
It's a strawberry pepper of some sort.
If it's that Shock Top,
It's got to be a Shock Top.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
I win.
It is the Shock Top Strawbanero Wheat.
Strawbanero.
Good job, Keith.
Unfiltered. That's why you're seeing particles.
Yes.
Unfiltered. Pure spiciness.
It's too spicy for a beer beverage. But it is limited edition, so you don't have to suffer through this all year round.
I'm gonna brew it and screw it.
If you guys want to talk about the bottle there and the label,
The bottle's pretty. Well, bottle's typical bottle size. Shock
It's-
Top.
Yeah, it's standard Shock Top. You got the Shock Top man with the hair.
In the shape of a strawberry for this one. It's pretty cool. He's got his goggles on. Strawbanero Wheat.
Little pizza face instead of his normal smooth orange.
It's a Belgian-style wheat brewed with habanero peppers, strawberries, and orange peels with natural strawberry flavor. Now, I myself, I do love strawberry. I've had many beers out there, some strawberry toast and jam, strawberry scotch ales, some natural strawberry flavoring, but with the spiciness, man, this really sets it apart.
I
It's
do enjoy the initial taste.
The flavor, yeah, the flavor is great,
I think
but the
spice kind of
afterburn
ruins it.
is
And I like
making me
spicy
regret it.
foods.
You know, it's just like those spicy foods you eat, or those like flaming hot Cheetos. You know, or the Doritos, like they're spicy hot. You eat one, you're like, oh, I love the flavor, but now my mouth hurts. I gotta eat more,
That's,
or else the flame goes away, and then you just keep eating them, and then you're out of chips, and now your mouth is like, oh.
that's the balance you've got to make between flavor and hot. Is it too hot to even enjoy the flavor, or can you enjoy the flavor with a little hint of spicy? And I think this is just too spicy.
Right. This is gonna be hard for me to determine if I'm gonna keep it or pour it. I would drink it again, but I don't think I would like to have one on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little rough. I mean, I'd hate to pour it because this is a quality one-time drink.
It's a fun experience, but I don't know if I want it in my fridge. Let me read what they got. It's a 5.5 alcohol by volume, limited edition Belgian-style wheat ale brewed with habanero peppers, strawberries, and orange peels with natural strawberry flavor.
I'm now a fire-breathing dragon.
Can I see the bottle real quick? Try to see which.
What the reviews are here.
Yeah, Beer Advocate. 72. It's a little low.
See, Untapped is giving it a 2.75 on average.
It's pretty low. Some of the
Pretty
comments
low.
for it.
I don't mind Shock Top in general, so I thought nothing of it when I bought these in a variety pack. Looks decent, smells sweet, tastes like strawberry torture. The kitchen drain is looking awfully thirsty.
Oh man.
Matthew P says, not too spicy, but
Who?
the heat,
What?
But the heat there, it builds in layers.
I can see that. I totally can see that. My throat hates me right now, though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Strawberry-
finish this.
Strawberry sweet followed by a burn in your throat. I would agree with that. Smells amazing. Strawberry less subtle on the taste though. Habanero hits the throat strongly.
It does. It burns those tonsils right away. The more you drink, the more your mouth hates you.
Keith G says, What the hell did I just drink? Not really my style.
An unrelated Keith. by
Gives
the
it
way.
a 3 out of 5. Unrelated Keith.
Oh, no, 3 is too much.
3, yeah, that's being generous.
I would think if they cut back a little bit on the spicy, the
It could be
flavor
good.
there
It's
is amazing.
Kind of delicious.
I love the
But
flavor,
I like that
but
strawberry.
it's punishing me more and
Yeah.
more I drink.
My throat hates me.
Luckily, it's only 6 ounces per person here, so it's not like you're drinking a 12 ounce. I think drinking a whole bottle of this would probably hurt real bad.
In one end and definitely out the other.
Yeah. Follow-up show tomorrow evening.
Live stream. Check it out.
The sad thing is, I'd rather drink this than that root beer we had.
I would agree with that. This is definitely above that root beer.
I think we're all gonna finish this.
You gotta drink it. Yeah, we dumped out that root beer.
every
We
single one.
poured it out, like literally poured it down the drain. And this, I'm gonna finish this glass. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm good on dinner. Like, I had all my calories I need, and I got my spicy kick. Ugh. It's very strong strawberry taste, and the smell. Like I couldn't pinpoint it, but as soon as he called what it
realized
was,
it was strawberry, you knew it was
Oh, he
strawberry,
just
and that's
knew.
very impressive.
it was awesome. It was better than my idea for this secret. I was gonna have you guys name the top 3 of the top 3, which is this shitty beer, but this is.
There's more of this to come.
Oh no!
Oh,
Wow.
God. This sets the bar real high for our
That belch
Our
hurt.
secret.
You're gonna need a whole box of pretzels for this.
I think we ate more in these last few minutes than we did the entire show.
The thing about it is that it's different. You don't get a lot of beers like this.
Mhm.
Right.
I like the uniqueness of it, as you're saying.
Right. Not a lot of breweries would do this. Take the risk.
I like it's a big name. You know,
Yeah.
Shock Top.
And owned by Budweiser, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It's a big name, different flavors. They're always doing something new, and I love
yeah,
it.
they're going for it. They've
They-
got new flavors all the time.
I was gonna say, if it does tank and it doesn't sell, I mean, they
It's
really
not
don't
really
have a
gonna
whole
hurt
lot to
them.
lose. Yeah, where
They
these smaller
do have-
breweries
They
who
can
go out
risk-
on a
take
limb,
the risk.
yeah, all that time and money invested into brewing something
It
that
could,
would.
it could make a break.
Yeah, it could.
Really.
Okay, what did we decide on this Strawbernero Shock Top Strawbernero wheat? Pour out, keep it in your fridge.
Well, I don't know if we could do a hybrid here or not. I would love to keep one in my fridge for when people come over. Be like, hey, have you tried
You
this
gotta
yet?
sample this.
It's something that you have to try, and if you're definitely a fan of the spicy food, this is a beer for you. I would keep one in my fridge. I am a huge fan of the flavor. I love it. I notice I'm the first one to finish amongst us all, but the spice is definitely killing me. So I would keep one in and definitely pour the rest out if we allow that.
If I saw this as a single at like a Kroger or somewhere, and I was feeling adventurous, yes, and I would never pour it down the drain. But I'm not buying a 6-pack.
No.
That thing would sit in my refrigerator for a month before I grab a second one. But I'm not pouring it out.
Yeah, if I had a 6-pack in my fridge, I'm keeping one, pouring the rest out. I'm gonna. People gotta try this. I love the strawberry. The spice though, it's hard to handle. You're gonna regret it later, but you gotta try it at least once.
Just give it to your wife. Pour it out for you.
Give it to the wife, let her pour it out.
This is the whole reason I brought it. I had several of them in my fridge. I wanted to try it. I tried one, and I wanted to share it. So I kept one and shared the rest with everyone else. So I gotta say, I'm gonna keep it in.
All right, what do we rate this at on tap? What'd you guys do?
I rated a 2. I think we said the average was 3.
It's 2.79.
2.79.
I did 1.5.
I said 2.75.
2 for me, definitely because of the flavor. I love the strawberry.
Yeah, I did 2.75 just to put it slightly above that root beer, but it's not something I could drink on a day-to-day. It's just something I want to try here and there. And
I would dump that root beer faster than
Exactly.
I dumped this.
Yeah. Definitely. That root beer is too sweet. This is too spicy, but it's also something unique you gotta try. There's plenty of root beers out there. There's not a lot of spicy out there.
Right.
The
Could be the next
uniqueness
craze.
alone keeps it in the fridge.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Until a couple more spicy beers come along, kick this out of my fridge, I'm going to keep it around for a little while.
Awesome. So that concludes our lovely segment of drinking. So we'll turn it to Keith to tell us how you can find us.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at DrinkInGeekOut. You can also check out our show notes and updates on drinkingeekout.tumblr.com. To suggest a beer for us to review, you can email us at drinkingeekout@gmail.com or tweet it using the hashtag #DrinkUpAndTellMeAboutIt. If you want to buy us a beer and go to our website, then click on the button to donate. If you like the show, please rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thanks for listening, and until next time, drink up and geek out.